The bus came to a halt at the international wing of Malam Aminu Kano International Airport. Through the large picture window in the departure terminal, she caught a glimpse of the huge, imposing Max Air Boeing 747, wondering if that was the plane they were about to board. They were directed to the Emirates desk, where their documents were checked and their passports stamped. Their luggage was checked in except for their carry-ons, which they would take with them onto the plane. Going through the customs procedures took over 45 minutes, further worsening her plight. Her mother firmly held her hand, not letting go until they were safely seated on the plane. It was as if she could read her mind. Nana Aisha protested gently and even begged to be allowed to go to the bathroom because her stomach was hurting, but her request was denied. "You can use the plane's bathroom now, ma'am," a lovely female flight attendant informed her. The whole crew of the plane seemed too nice, which irritated her even more. It was almost as if they knew her plight and were mocking her. "No thanks, I'm fine," she replied. "But you were praised just before boarding." "I am okay now." "It's better you go now, ma'am, because we will not be allowed to while we are taking off." "I said I am okay." Her mother eyed her sharply after she snapped at the now upset-looking flight female attendant. "I am sorry, but I am okay now," she apologized. "All right, ma'am. If you need anything, press this button," the flight attendant said before leaving her alone. "Thank you." "Kay, be careful," her mother warned her. "Don't think that I will not discipline you just because we are among strangers. Do not push me." Nana Aisha sucked some more and looked around the plane, embarrassed to see who might be looking at her after her mother had yelled at her. To her relief, everybody seemed busy with tasks such as finding seats, loading their luggages onto the overhead compartments, and so on. Her father and brother were seated all the way in the back of the plane, which was another thing she was happy about. She couldn't handle all of them at once. Suddenly, two of those little children she had seen on the bus ran past them, pushing people and squealing with glee. Their mother ran after them, yelling for them to stop while trying to hold on to the little one and juggling two small bags. Her husband followed but didn't help. Instead, he glared at them angrily. He was only holding a small case and could have assisted his wife with one of the kids or the bags at least, Nana Aisha thought. Some men are so insensitive. She shook her head. Was that what her father planned for her? A life of misery like that woman? Not only was it cruel to force her to marry someone she didn't love, but the man was 3 decades older than her and had 2 other wives. Even though polygamy was widespread in Kano, she didn't want to end up in one, especially not with someone she couldn't even stand. She had to find a way out, but how? She couldn't risk reporting her father to the police because she would bring shame to the family. She knew the police wouldn't even have the courage to confront her powerful father if it came to that. It was a war she would never win, so there was no point in starting it. While the stewardess were busy with their pre-takeoff routines, she looked back and noticed the handsome young man again. He was sitting 3 rows behind her, in between the old man and the middle-aged man, the same way they had been sitting on the bus. There was something about him that seemed to put her at ease. She couldn't quite put her finger on it, but something about him felt right. She wished she could talk to him, but it seemed impossible at that moment. So she sank back into her seat, continuing to wallow in her misery. And by the time the plane took off, she had resigned to her fate.